We got Joe.
There's no day in the world better than one in which you wake up to and fall asleep to your dick in someone's mouth.
Okay. I like the wake up too. I'm a big fan of that. Fall asleep, I'm not sure if I've ever been able to actually do it because it just continues to go to phase 2.
Yeah.
There's a refractory period after a while in which you just get sleepy and you go.
Wake me up.
I'm with
before
that.
you go.
Especially if you've been going a lot through the day anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just, it's a nice nappy time.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Is that before or after the protein farts? Or during?
Well, look,
but those days happened more regularly and 15, 20 years ago.
Oh, definitely.
So now it's quite a treat.
Absolutely.
When it happens once in a blue moon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm down to give it a shot.
Well, it's not about you being down to give it a shot. It's whoever mouth your dick is in has to be willing to give it a shot.
Whatever, lucky lady.
But the thing is that, and also, reminds me that YouTube. You know how YouTube demonetize people and talk about you're not ad worthy or whatever.
Yeah.
So I've been getting blowjob machine commercials on YouTube. I'm like,
neat.
What a bunch of hypocrite.
Oh my God. I mean, the hypocrisy of all that. I mean, all that shit, man. It's like, take and once again, I know that shit like this can make people so fucking tight, so don't get yourself all wound up in a tizzy, listener. I'm vaccinated, right? And boosted times 1. And I probably won't boost anymore. But people that were questioning that shit, fucking taken down off YouTube.
That's crazy.
Do you know what I mean? I had a video, a sit down Saturday about COVID when it was starting to come. It hadn't even really gotten here yet, so to speak. I was just saying, look, this sounds like something that might have a global impact.
Yeah, we were on the show talking about it too.
Yeah. And I was like, how can it affect factories? How could it, all the shipping, all this kind of stuff? And they demonetized that. Just because I wasn't, you know what I mean?
That's why everyone started calling something else butt ice.
Yeah, that's why I started calling it the butt ice.
Butt ice.
And it's YouTube is just one of those entities where it only matters if it's against what they think the right answer is. Same thing. I'm not a big gun guy, right?
Yeah.
But people that get into the real pro Second Amendment shit on YouTube, they take this shit down all the time.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Because I see political shit here and there, ad wise on YouTube, especially around the campaigning, right?
There's a solution to get around that.
What is it?
It's $10 a month.
Oh my God. I'm okay with that. I can press a skip button, but it's the policy that bothers me.
Sure.
And when this is the first time, because they have Manscaped and stuff where they talk about tongue-in-cheek stuff about fucking trimming your dick and pussy.
Right.
But this is straight up blowjob machine. They don't say blowjob machine. They start off
massager?
they start off the I don't know if it's a massage or if it's something you stick a dick in. Does it count?
Could be a big massage.
If it vibrates, I bet you they can call it a massager.
But the commercial starts off with, it's all you're getting for your birthday, a bleep job again. And I'm just like, what's wrong with that? That's fucking amazing. That's great. I fucking love a blowjob on my birthday. That was the best part of my birthday.
Right.
And they were selling this whole commercial about how this machine is better than a blowjob for your birthday. And I'm just like, this is preposterous in multiple ways on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right. Preposterous.
Yeah. And it came, and I saw it on my birthday after I got a blowjob on my birthday. I'm like, do they know?
Yeah.
Are they watching me right now?
They are.
Yeah. I get irritated with all that kind of stuff. I just think that people with just the hypocrisy, the corporate hypocrisy of shit, and it's just motherfuckers just trying to, make sure that they don't lose any money here, any money there. And,
And then Krista was like, maybe you can get a bad blowjob on your birthday. And I told her, look, there's no world where my dick in someone's mouth is worse than, or it's bad, basically.
It'd be
ladies may not understand it.
It'd be Kraft saying like we believe the science.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I'm like, yeah, do you? Because doesn't Philip Morris own Kraft, and what science is going into the cigarettes? You know, do you believe in that science too? Like, you know, it's just such a fucking bunch of bullshit. Like I'm so cynical towards all of it now. I think
any of the corporate marketing, like fucking Pink for breast cancer month, Rainbows for Pride month, like it's so gross to me.
Yeah, I agree. I was just recently looking at something, and it was like I don't know, it was like some sort of like this is this month's thing or this week's thing or this day's thing, and I was like, good grief. I was like, we're gonna be doing a lot of celebrating before you know it. Like, I'm down. I would love to party, don't get me wrong, but it's like I'm just gonna have a hard time keeping track of it all. I don't want to wear the wrong
every day is a
I don't want to wear the wrong outfit on the wrong day. Do you know what I mean?
The wrong colors on the wrong streets.
Exactly.
I think you can look like there's a thing my coworker likes to do every day. She looks up like, what day is it today? It's like Pancake Day, the Poodles Day.
Here we go.
What day is today?
Today, let me look it up.
We should do this every time now too.
On the 19th of October 2023.
What is this list? So I'm on the National Day calendar, and I'm trying to find.
Of course you are. The National Day calendar.
I'm surprised you're not in a group for this.
No, this is not my bag for sure. I'm trying to see. Is this really this antiquated? This is the only way to get to it. Hang on, you have to click through to what is today. So today is It's National Pharmacy Technician Day.
Oh wow!
There it is.
Oh, it is Pharmacy Week.
There you go.
Or maybe that's what. So National Edge Day. I don't know what that means.
That's when you almost come.
Is it that, or is it the guy from YouTube? I mean, not YouTube. YouTube.
I don't know.
Isn't that guy named Edge?
Yeah. There's also a wrestler not named Edge anymore. So,
dude, edge me.
Yeah. Edge him up, bro.
Edge of my seat. You know what I mean?
That's also Sting. That's the edging. Right?
Oh, that's right. Because he's like super into like Karma Sutra and like
he just can't come more than once is his problem. He doesn't want to blow his load.
That dude had one like curry chicken too many, and it fucking to turn that dude inside out. You know, then before you know it, he's sitting like Dulcine up on a couch. Like,
oh god,
and singing Desert Rose, bro.
Yeah, Desert Rose is hard.
It is though. Oh, it is. So ain't it? Ain't it? Yes,
dude. Talk about it. Sting is a weird dude, man. Like he just pops up on like he just pops up in like the most random places, like talking about the most random. Like, you know, he'll just all of a sudden like he'll just be on an interview talking about P. Diddy sampling his music, or he'll end up doing a song with Mary J. Blige out the blue. It's just like you just never know what you're gonna get with that fella.
A true free spirit artist.
I guess at a certain point when you've made enough money and you aren't tied to any label obligations, you can just kind of float around, do what you want.
I mean, I like that though.
Yeah,
better than the being part of the machine. He's not.
No,
he's not that.
He's definitely not part of the machine.
But I'm sure the machine still pays him a royalty every month.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he owns the machine at that point.
Yeah,
if you don't have to do anything to be part of it and you get paid, that's like where you want to be.
Yeah, just wear flowy clothes and sit crisscross applesauce.
Not come.
And not come. Dude, that part sucks.
Fucking hot, though, but not coming.
Yeah. So, Chris, you got your coffee first. Joe, how was your nerd week?
Yeah, shit. Even though I've been working a lot, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know how this is happening.
Well, we were
my life is weird right now.
We were kind of prophesizing last week that the Orioles slump has something to do with the flu shots. Did you get to do that?
No, that's next Wednesday.
Oh, so that's not your fault then. Okay.
No, that's next Wednesday.
All their arms are sore. Like, that's why they suck.
Nobody could.
They're out already, right?
Yeah, they got swept like first 3 games.
So I'm like, who am I giving shots to?
That's what I was gonna. Maybe it's just the office staff.
And them motherfuckers,
they all go home. I'd imagine.
It took them a decade to get there, and then they gave it right up. You know, like, all right, good enough. We made it, boys.
Is that like a 28-year-old virgin?
Everybody ready to go home?
Give it our best.
Worth a shot.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I know why it's been so long because it's been a while.
Been 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks.
That's why I was like, why is my list so long? It's been 2 weeks. That's why I was like, I'm busy as fuck at work. So
yeah.
I got my schedule all the way through December already.
That's nice.
So last night it was pretty good. So
nice.
I can do scheduling. Ahsoka.
Yep.
I thought it was great. I liked it.
You watched?
You know why? I binge everything. I waited for it to come out, and we finished it in one day. Loved it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
right,
I loved it because it's not whatever they call this. to me, it's just Rebels season 3.
The Mandalorian verse.
No, it's Rebels season 3. There's literally you watch Rebels and then you watch this, and it's all one series.
It seems that way.
You know, I think you could probably do that and not have to have watched
Anything.
the only thing like you don't know the witch lady. What's her name?
Dathomir.
Yeah,
like I was a little bit disappointed
yeah.
at first when she was like, "You don't look like Asajj."
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I agree.
That's a problem I had. But then she ended up looking like Asajj later.
Oh, okay.
They did some. So is that what?
I thought they all just looked like that at the beginning.
Morgan.
Me too.
Is that her name? Morgan something.
Darth Morgan.
Darth Morgan. No, it's the woman that Ahsoka fought in that with the Beskar spear and that very
yeah,
samurai
yeah,
scene.
yeah.
She's a key part of this series.
yeah.
Morgan Elsbeth or something like. Anyways,
Yes.
So are people saying that she is the Asajj Ventress in this?
Well, no, she's like the same race of people.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's also the difference. I mean, how are you going? Like the witches don't necessarily look exactly the same.
they seem to.
They
But
are
it's
similar.
like-
They're in the spirit of at least.
I mean,
Yeah, like
it's
their noses
like
are kind of all the same shape. Like they're
Right.
all, you know, like.
But I'm just saying
They're all really lanky in there.
the exaggerated style of
Yeah.
the Clone Wars animation,
Yeah.
translating to like what was the Inquisitor with the noggin? You know, I mean, how else are you supposed to really?
But that's a closer translation than Darth Morgan.
Well, I'm not saying her in particular
Right.
because I think she was put in the world to become something other than a witch. You know, to get the. I don't know, work with the Empire or whatever.
Burner.
But then they did, kind of, sort of.
But I'm interested in them bringing the Witches of Dathomir back. I mean, this is like
They're
because this is what's his face, right? The same guy who
Filoni.
yeah. So like he's bringing it all back because
Yeah.
it really I think as someone who loved Clone Wars and watched all of it and Rebels, like this show is probably better to me than people who hasn't, because like I had a coworker who's into Star Wars but don't like cartoons apparently. So like he like didn't quite get the show because he doesn't know
Oh,
who the
absolutely,
characters are.
yeah. I think it adds so much
But
depth.
he
to
still like
everything.
it because like lightsabers and
Sure.
Star Warsy shit. But like
What-
for me, so much more connection.
What'd you think of the turtle bug people with their little clothes
I was like the
and
little
their
Ninja
shells?
Turtles.
Yeah.
They're cool, and with their little turtle like fucking caravan cars.
Did you like Ezra's contacts?
So
Because his eyes are definitely not really that color.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought he made a good Ezra. Like
Yeah.
it was nice to see.
He has the
Ezra
same-
live action. Like, there is something to be said about seeing some characters you love animated in live action.
Mm-hmm. That
Was he
really
better
cool.
than Ezra?
Was he better than Ezra?
That's a band from the 90s.
I was like, this sounds familiar.
What'd you think about that donk?
Oh, the mom dong.
The Hera got
Yeah,
made 2
I mean,
trips.
she got that fucking Cartoon Network mom ass.
So I'll tell you,
that Pixar is Disney. So
that
makes sense.
high ass, incredible, Miss Incredible ass. So I will tell you that they released the Hot Toys.
She's not fucking with Miss Incredible.
No, they
no, nobody is.
the Hot Toys came out, and I was looking through the pictures. I'm like, is there not a picture? And finally, somebody posted it. The back shot. I'm like, yeah, that's the one I've been looking for.
It's also cool to see him and her and Kanan's kid.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think the kid was the best actor. It wasn't. He wasn't. He
was no Jake.
okay.
He was no Jake Lloyd.
Are you an angel?
He was okay, but like we've seen some good kid actors. Like lately.
What are the worst lines from Star Wars ever? I'm going to just say somehow Palpatine returned. I
That's
think
one.
Are You an Angel?
Are
is
You an
really
Angel
bad.
is one. The worst one is it's because I'm so in love. No, it's because I'm so in love with you.
that stuff is so.
Did you go in somewhere?
Had George Lucas never seen a romance movie that didn't involve a brother and sister?
Yeah,
prior to-
I don't know. That to me is like the worst.
It's bad.
It's bad. But Are You an Angel is one. I mean, almost anything that Jake Lloyd says,
yeah.
like almost
He
everything.
was set up.
Yeah.
No matter how good a job he could have done, is like we.
Let's try spinning. Let's
That's
try
a good
spinning.
trick.
That's a good trick.
Punta Bunta Papa, like that shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh god,
Spin that game to Sebulba.
enough. It's so cringy.
cringe.
Dashi kasha posh posh. I'm like, oh, throwing up, all fucking over the place, dude.
Oh my goodness.
Simpy Papa Sapa Saboba.
CPAP machine. What? Did you still haven't watched Ahsoka?
I have not.
Oh, Crystal Critters.
the ones in.
When Finn says, "Let's follow the crystal critters."
Does he call them that?
Yeah,
really?
or something like
my
that.
God.
Yeah, crystal critters or something.
The
like
little
that.
foxes things. Yeah. There's a bunch. I mean, there's a bunch. There's some bad. Like that's one thing that Star Wars. I mean, even some of the like.
That's why I say Star Wars has some really good parts.
But so I feel like Star Wars has some really bad parts. But
Well,
like
it's yeah.
So but
Ebony
that's
Knight
how
here, yeah.
but that's how I view it. Is like it's like Baltimore City has like its good parts. You know what I mean? New York City
that
has
one
its
part?
bad parts.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, but like
The proportionality.
yeah, but I think that like that bit with fuck man even the classic lines, right? Like no, I am your father. Like, no, that's not true. That's impossible. It's like, who writes that? You know, like
George Lucas.
you know, and we grew up with it, so we're like, it's cool. But like, if that shit came out now, we'd be clowning the fuck out of it. It's not true. That's
it's
impossible.
Maybe there's an era thing too, because there are a lot, because it was in the 70s, right?
That was 80.
There's a lot of bad dialogue back then.
There's a lot of good dialogue back then too. Taxi
but-
drivers back then.
But bad
fucking-
dialogue was like not as, I don't know, abnormal, I guess, lines like that.
Maybe it
Because
was
acting has changed even.
for sure. It's
know?
become more kind of realistic. in many ways. But
which we think acting should be, right? It should be natural.
But there was stuff back in the 70s. 70s is when shit started to change,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So, like, there was, I mean, like, you know, like, Agent or Clockwork Orange and
Mm-hmm.
fucking, you know,
THX. So weird ass shit.
the fucking
Sweatshirts? Earl Sweatshirt.
Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Full Metal sweatshirts.
Yeah, you know, like, you know, Scorsese shit, like, Mean Streets and shit. Like, all that shit's happening in the 70s, too. So it's like,
Dog Day Afternoon.
I mean, even, I don't know, because they are classic and they are good, but like, if you dissect a lot of these movies, I'm sure you'll find that these lines aren't the best. Like,
yeah, but what I think is that, like, for some reason,
I was in a world of hurt. I'm like, and that's, you know, like,
but Star Wars in particular is like something that, like, if you the part that you grow up with,
yeah.
that's the part you excuse the most.
Right.
And then the other parts are the parts that you're like, wait, but this is goofy. And it's like, yes, but it's all kind of goofy.
Right.
You know?
It is.
You know?
Yeah.
But so, yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe when you get back into watching stuff back, maybe you watch Ahsoka. But because you do enjoy Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah. I watched
You
an
get something out
episode.
of it.
It just didn't grab me.
Yeah, that's does a lot of callbacks and references to those shows. So,
Maybe one day. I hope so.
like the afterlife kind of part. And then those statues at the end and the whole other, and just to talk about the Dark Galaxy, which is cool
Right.
that they actually mentioned it in, not in book form,
In canon.
in canon, not just in like lore.
What did you think about Ray Stevenson's character?
I love that guy.
Darth
I mean, I
Steve.
like him as an actor and stuff he's in, and like but he's not, they don't call themselves Darths. Neither one.
No,
of them.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
like-
It's a shame
I'm
he passed
interested.
away, but I think that was going to be an interesting thread to follow.
Yeah, I don't know how what they're gonna do.
And they could either
Put a mask on him.
They could recast him very easily. I mean,
Put a mask
I think
on him.
people would be very forgiving if you put somebody else in that role.
Darths put masks on.
Yeah. Darth Steve, man.
Like
Sure.
I don't what.
They could show a scene of him getting burned badly and then putting on a mask. And
As long as he didn't burn
And
badly.
then
But
he
he-
talks
yeah,
like
that's-
this. No one knew who I was.
Did, yeah, but I
But
feel like,
there's a really interesting thread of where he's going with that.
That's what I'm saying,
The
yeah.
story wise and the character wise, because he was,
from the sideline, not watching it, he seems like the character that most people are invested in from that show.
it's an interesting character.
And his Padawan, for lack of a better term,
There's Joanna.
sure,
the
they
edgelord,
they
edgelord girl.
Yeah, I guess the blonde-headed chick with the
Right.
braid.
She's edging people too.
She
I can see her edging people.
probably. Maybe those little turtle people. Oh, clean it up good. What have y'all been eating? Nuts, berries. I think there's some interesting parts to that story too that could, see where it goes as we get towards understanding how Palpatine returned, because
Yeah.
that's what all this is doing.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. Still, I've been watching a lot. I watch spoopy movies in general a lot, but now there's like a lot being pushed at me because it's
I'm
October.
sorry, you're doing what now?
spooky movies.
Spooky.
I thought you said
booby.
spoopy movies,
Spoopy.
and I need a playlist.
I mean, that's easy. Just go on Xvideo or Xhamster or Pornhub.
I had to
or-
confirm X-Hamster with my Facebook profile the other day. I was like, no,
Yeah,
thanks.
it's pretty wild.
Yeah, I'm good on all that.
Are you sure you don't want to log in with a Google account,
I'll
Bobby?
just go without. Yeah,
I'll sort it out. I'll remember what to look for next time.
Reddit's
I
still
don't need
working.
your help. I don't need your
This 15-second clips are a pain in the ass, but we get it done.
help. Oh, goodness.
That's all we had. I remember, like, circa 2005. It was like you get a page of 4 videos and each of 15 seconds each, and you just click through them and you go to the next page and
They were
15 seconds each.
quick time videos.
Yes, they were QuickTime videos. You know exactly what I'm talking about,
Bro,
I
come
remember
on.
QuickTime.
I was in these streets.
I watched,
I was in these streets with the rest of y'all.
I watched
I was in my sheets.
Attack of the Clones trailer on a QuickTime video that I had to download like overnight.
Yeah, yes.
You know,
Yeah.
and it was like the teaser one, like with just the breathing, like just
We're so old.
yeah.
Old and trash.
Watched and Stephen King stuff. Rose Red is really old. If you're a Stephen King fan, watch it. Haunted House movie. It's serviceable. It's fine. I watched.
Serviceable.
I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, it's not great as compared to today's standards, but it's interesting enough if you like that genre. Like, I feel like people who I like horror, but there's like just fans of horror who likes anything that's horror, even when it's very like B movie esque, which I'm not as much into. But yeah, it's fine. It's better. It's better than those kind of movie because based on a house called Rose Red. I think it's based. I think the story is a Stephen King story. It might be based on the Winchester house, which is a real house, which is like supposed to be haunted. Like they just kept building it. It's the guy who made Winchester gun brand.
Okay.
And it's
I've heard
haunted
about that
because like all
before.
the people that were killed by Winchesters. But it is a mansion in real life, and they have a documentary on it, and there is a movie called Winchester, which is a scary movie about that mansion. But I think this was 20 years ago.
Meta.
Boogeyman. I enjoyed it. Stephen King, new movie on not Netflix, one of the other ones that
All right.
people have.
Man, I would love if it was about the dude from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before. Oh,
Mr. Boogie Woogie or whatever his name is.
yes.
The boogie guy.
No, I it was good. I know you're not into scary movies, but I'm pointing at Pinkerton. But it's a pretty good horror.
Yeah.
Modern horror. It's got good acting, decent story, good effects, and yeah, I recommend.
Nice.
Because like scary movies come out all the time, but like decent to good ones are rare.
Okay.
And I consider this a pretty good one.
Yeah, no, I agree that decent ones are rare.
Yeah. I don't know if this is not a scary movie, but it's about a ghost. It's got ghosts.
Like About a Boy, but the sequel.
Wow. Wow.
The boy dies, and now he's just that's about a ghost. That's awful.
I think that's probably the title.
The movie itself, the name is called
Yes.
We Got a Ghost.
Okay.
Okay. Anthony Mackie on Netflix, but it's not.
It's like a comedy horror kind of deal.
Yes, but it's got a lot. Like the trailer looks trash to me. Right? It did look like this
That's a
looks silly
Netflix
as
trailer,
fuck.
so
Yeah, it's bad
they're not
trailer.
good at that.
And Chris wanted to watch it. I'm like, that's fine enough. But it ended up to be pretty fucking good. It's got the guy from Stranger Things in it as a ghost. He was always a new Hellboy. I forgot his name. He's-
David Harbour.
Yeah, he's a good actor, but this is about a family who moves into a house and they find a ghost, right? But the ghost can't talk and doesn't remember anything. But it's not haunting them or anything,
Right.
And they try to the boy, one of the sons, try to help the ghost out and trying to find out his past, and then there's a adventure and story ensues. That's pretty fucking good family movie. I think it's got good family beats and Scott Hart. Not like I was mad about the trailer after the movie because I would have skipped that movie because the trailer does not say anything about the movie. Mm-hmm. The trailer is bad.
It's like a jump scare trailer. Is that what they're trying to
No,
grab?
it was like extra over the top silly. So there was a really fucking silly scene in the movie, and they picked that to be the trailer, but that's not indicative of what the movie is about.
I got you.
At all. So, but if you have Netflix still, unlike Bobby, and you want something in the Halloween season that's not scary and or it's a family movie, I also recommend this.
Heard that they're raising Netflix
gotta
$24 here soon.
Are they really? If they are, I'm quitting.
Well, that gift card might not work anymore, Bobby. You better get on
But
it.
how much is it now? Is it 15?
I don't know. I don't even know.
I have to check. Like 15 to 20 is my.
I think it's $23.99 or $22.99.
It's going to be. Oh yeah, 15 to 20 is my cutoff point. If it's past 20, I'm pirating. Pirating is a lot cheaper.
Arr.
But yeah, I think it might have been the Netflix exclusive of a Polish slasher film called The Conference. Another horror comedy. It's fine. I've been watching.
Shocker.
As far as Polish
As far as Polish slasher
horror comedies go, it was fine.
I think it's Polish. It's funny. Like we're watching like more comedy, I guess, horror comedy. This is like
Dude, watch Once Bitten. You know what I mean? That's just
with
hard.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
But this is like people
soundtrack.
going to a forced work retreat, like mandatory. You would know about that, Pinkerton, right? Going to go to team building exercise
Sure thing.
out in the
Yes.
woods, going to cabins.
I'm a
and
corporate man after
have to
all.
do like you fall backwards.
You fall
and
backwards
catch
as people
fall.
catch you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like they go to that, and then it end up be a slasher, and there's a reason for it. But if you like slashers, it's pretty good.
Fair
It's
enough.
better than a lot of Friday the 13th shit, like the sequels. Like this one has an original.
What about the one
original
where he, went
character?
to,
has,
where he went to space?
that was the best
He
one.
ran into. I heard
Jason
he,
X is the best one.
I heard he ran into Ludacris and Tyrese while he's up there.
And the Leprechaun.
Yeah. Yeah, they were all that's how they blew up that satellite in that Fiero was they used the Leprechaun's powers to throw Jason at it.
Jason X is the best Jason. I don't really care what anybody says. It's the best design, best looking design, and sci-fi. He's got him putting some co-eds in a sleeping bag, picking up the sleeping bag, and beating it against a tree with it. It's a great part.
Yeah, but he's
just
done. He's
funny.
done that on other movies
Like
too.
it's a bunch of kittens, huh?
Yeah, like a bunch of kittens.
That whole picking up the sleeping bag and slamming it into a tree. He's done that in other
movies.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's a
I think it's B and down to do that movie.
yeah, that's a
again.
classic. That's a classic movie. Right there.
That would be great though.
That's like his thing.
that would be a great like Mortal Kombat thing, like finishers. You put them in a bag and just sling them
I
around.
can see that. They have Mortal Kombat. Did you get
I
Mortal
think
Kombat
Jason's
1?
been in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has. That's
Do you,
why I was.
you
thinking
didn't
of
get.
that.
I'm sure you didn't get Mortal Kombat 1.
No, is it even on PS4? I'm not sure that it is.
I'm not sure what is on.
Yes, on Zune too, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one game I want to play on PS5. It just seems like a lot of money to spend.
You want to borrow mine? Mine's still in the box.
Yeah, just to play Miles. Did yours come with Miles?
I don't know what it
No,
came with.
it
I haven't
didn't.
opened the box yet.
That's the only one I want to play.
Okay.
You talk. Yeah,
I got it from
There's been a lot of
KC.
memes about that shit this week.
The new Spider-Man game comes out this week,
Have you seen
and the new Mario game on the same day.
Have you seen the memes about the Spider-Man game? Because there's like some scene where like Sandman throws Miles like across the city, like he goes through buildings and everything else, and like people are making it like a race thing, but like in a jokey way. Like, man, why they do Miles like that? Like, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
What's up, Danger?
But the Spider-Man exclusive version of PS5 looks really good though.
Yeah,
But also the Slim is coming out.
which is not really that much slimmer.
A little bit. It's got you can slap that ass on.
Right, but that's the thing. Like you have to basically. It's like a Sega CD. You have
But only
to,
old people.
the disc drive on.
Only some of us. Like I didn't need it. Like I prefer it because I have PS4 disc.
Yeah.
But most people don't care about that ass anymore.
No,
You would just get
honestly,
the Slim, yeah.
majority of the stuff I have, I've just downloaded.
Yeah, so,
and,
like,
and
it's-
unless
it's-
it's like some like Black Friday deal, the game's $20 at GameStop or something, I almost just download everything.
I'm pretty sure within a generation or two at most, like discs just won't be an option for consoles anymore.
Yeah,
I'm hoping to get a Black Friday deal this year. I'm like looking at one spot in particular.
For what?
Chairs, dining room chairs.
God, this domestic motherfucker.
Well, yeah, I just like. So it's kind of a funny story.
I'm looking for a gaming monitor. This motherfucker looking for chairs.
So my dining room's always had those mixed match chairs.
Yes.
And it just looks like fucking project shit. You know what I mean?
I like it. I like mismatched chairs. It kind of, I'll be honest, it kind of gives off this like Alice in Wonderland kind of vibe. But I'm not mad at. I mean,
I'd like it because it was a family vibe. Like, oh, you got a bunch of people coming over. We got to get all the chairs.
that's right.
Like,
So
it's-
it drives me fucking bonkers. And and I've got two.
Of all the things.
I've got two, so I've replaced two. And I still got two more. And it's just like a thing that's been going on forever. But I'm gonna watch because it's fucking expensive. I just want to watch to see if Black Friday's right around the corner. I might be able to snag me a little How you doing?
I have a funny Black Friday story. I can't tell you on the air, but remind me afterwards.
Okay.
Is it racist?
No, not at all.
Good.
Sexist?
Nope, it's just inappropriate for this format.
Because I was
I'm
trying to
gonna
think.
pause it. I'll tell you real quick.
Because
so I don't
mostly,
forget.
other than sexist and racist shit, we talk about everything here.
Yeah. I'll hear it. I'll hear it real quick. Continue.
That's racist.
Maybe. Well, listen, just don't go to Bible study.
So, what the fuck am I?
And that's how I got syphilis.
A pack of
A
syphilis.
pack of syphilis.
Yeah, let me get a pack of
A
syphilis.
pack of syphilis
You want
sores.
menthol or regular?
Pack of syphilis sores.
That's a callback to a video that's probably already released. It's
I'm hoping to get it out for tomorrow, so to speak.
Oh, hustle.
Yeah.
I watched John Carpenter's Vampires from 1994.
Oh wow, I remember that.
Oh,
With
my
John Woods and Daniel Baldwin, one of the very lesser
that's
Baldwins.
The lesser
The
Baldwin.
bottom of the Baldwin barrel.
I'm Baldwin the lesser.
Wait, he is, but he's like the chubby one, right?
Yeah,
because hang on,
he's
let's
not
name
really
him.
chubby.
There's
big.
Alec, and then there's
We're talking about
Steven.
1994. We're not talking about
Steven
today.
is the I've made bongs with less guy from underneath it. Yeah,
He's the guy from Usual Suspect?
And then there's
yes, and then Daniel is he's the third string.
He's not
He's the
fat
straight
in
to
this.
video version of the Baldwin brother.
and then there's the Billy.
Oh man, I forgot
about Billy.
Yeah.
But we turned that movie on, and Krista was like, "That looks like a Wish.com Baldwin." I'm like, "It is a Baldwin."
Yeah.
She didn't know
Yeah.
that was a Baldwin.
I forgot about Billy. Billy is probably the bottom of the barrel Baldwin.
He
we
was
don't,
he the
we
one
don't
in
remember
Backdraft?
him.
Maybe I know those bottom two Baldwin bitches.
Bottom Baldwin.
They end up being in some bullshit direct to stream and stuff.
Is it? Are they?
But at least they didn't kill somebody on accident in a western.
Are there comparisons to the weigh-ins? Are the bottom of the barrel weigh-ins?
All right, so let's do this. Let's.
there's a 4 Baldwins and like 6
Yeah, he's
weigh-ins,
one.
right?
Well, let's do the weigh-in. So,
Keenan Ivory, Damon.
are we doing these in any order? Or are we just
I
naming?
can't. I don't
Well,
think
if
I can
you
do
remember
them.
them, that's kind of the order, right?
So
If you
there's-
remember them first.
so it's
Keenan
pro-
Ivory.
So no, it's probably if I would put him in order, I'd probably put Damon above Keenan Ivory, even though he doesn't necessarily deserve it. I probably would.
I don't know. I might put Marlon first.
Well,
I
yeah,
put-
Marlon,
yeah.
Marlon's
I'd put Marlon
he's had
first.
the longest standing and most
Yeah.
diverse career.
That's true.
I mean, he's a lot in the
Damon-
spoof movies.
Yeah.
That's his bread and butter nowadays.
But he
Yeah.
also was. I'm trying. He's done a lot of diverse shit. Wasn't he in? Oh God, what's the double dildo movie? The ass to ass.
Oh yeah, I think so.
What's the name of that? Requiem for a Dream. He's in that, which is like totally out of
Yeah.
character. Then he also played He played somebody in the GI Joe movie. I don't remember.
Yes,
yeah.
he was also in one of the old, bad D&D movies.
Yes, he was. So okay, maybe I'm changing my decision.
Yeah, he probably is the most successful. I don't know, but I think of Keenan Ivory. I think about like a lot more like producing things.
That's
and-
more than 3 of them, though.
And
oh, yeah.
there's
Wayne
Kim.
Brothers. I know the silhouette of the Wayne
there's-
Brothers logo is 4 of them. I think.
Well, there's Kim.
Yeah, there's
She's-
Kim.
which hasn't. I don't know that she's done anything.
Sense in Living Color.
Yeah. Well, is
There's
Jim
another
is
brother
Jim
also.
Carrey one of the considered?
No.
No. It's worth a shot.
There's a-
in the race draft.
There's another brother though.
There is.
A
There's like 6
younger
of them.
one.
I thought altogether.
Yeah, Keenan Ivory, Damon, Marlon, and
Which is the most?
Oh, Sean.
Sean Wayne.
Yeah, Sean. They did because Sean and Marlon did the scary movies.
Yeah.
yeah, and then they did the
yeah.
Wayans Brothers show, which was actually really good,
I believe it.
and had Pops on there, who was the John
They're like little
Witherspoon.
collectibles that everybody has.
John, collect
Pops.
Yeah.
But John Carpenter's Vampires, I remember it being bad. Chris hasn't seen it. She likes vampires. It's not as bad as I remembered. It's all right. Like it was an interesting take on vampire hunters.
I feel like your world revolves around a lot of it's all right.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Almost
it's all right.
everything that you've
So-
said today that you've watched
Well,
has been
no,
like, it's all right.
because I even if
If you like Polish slashers, it's all
Hang on, I
right.
have a question. Are you actively or passively watching these?
I'm actively watching
Okay.
these, and the thing is, like, I'm rating this for general public, not for myself. I quite enjoy some of these, but I don't think like you guys would enjoy. So, like, my rating for them and recommendations for them are based on what I think the average person
Right.
would like. But I enjoyed Vampire. Like I said, I thought it was bad. I remember it being bad. It's not that bad.
Okay.
And it had good parts.
Yeah.
That's what the world's built upon.
And the acting was better than I remembered. James Woods and Daniel Baldwin was believable. I don't know why I rate the acting so much nowadays. Like, I really value decent acting, even if the script of the story is bad. Like, if the people can make me believe that the people.
The people.
Yeah, just like the Polish Slash. I don't think anyone would go out and watch it, but I quite enjoyed it. I thought it's fun, very fun round.
There you go.
But yeah, like my rating is 4.
It's the best Polish
Slasher film.
I didn't know. I mean, it's dubbed. It's dubbed
Comedy.
in English. So like,
Oh no, I'm strictly subs. When it comes to Polish slasher comedies, I'm strictly subs.
Call Me Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
Strictly subs.
Yeah.
I had Jersey Mike's this week. I love Jersey Mike's.
It's good stuff.
Mike's Way. No tomatoes though.
I will tell you, the amount of moisture they put on those sandwiches, if you don't tell them not to, like the oil and vinegar.
I like it
Because I never eat it there, but I don't want a soggy sandwich.
Yeah.
But the
just can't deal
it's
with
still
it.
crusty on the outside.
Yeah, I
Like, it's
can't deal with
soggy.
soggy.
I'm not a
middle.
big Jersey Mike's guy.
Yeah,
I'm
surprised.
like, because I feel like I could smoke any one of their sandwiches.
That's fine. But do you want to really get out the slicer and make your own sandwich?
No, but I go buy the deli meat and
Okay.
You know, like I like.
That's the thing. I wouldn't.
Yeah, see, I like to make my sandwich. I like to make a sandwich.
I'd rather
The
just
thing-
pay somebody
Krista can make-
$12 for it.
Like most of the foods we eat out better at home, like curry
It's
or like fried
convenience,
chicken.
man. It's
Yeah,
convenient.
like she can fucking fry a chicken, but I would just want to go to the restaurant and buy some fried chicken because I don't feel like cleaning the oily pot.
That's-
you know,
Yeah, I very
and the
rarely.
kitchen and all that stuff.
Not for nothing. I very rarely eat out.
Hey,
Take it how you want.
I eat out a lot and
Take it how you want.
all the ways.
Take it how you want.
There you go.
That's a shame.
It's not a me thing. It's just like you know, hey, once it gets going, she can't wait. She got to get after it.
Any more Polish slasher movies?
Exorcist Origins is not Polish slashers.
I saw that.
Is that new?
It's also no. That's 2002.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's
There's
with
some of the Exorcist
one of the
ones from
Scars is a lead for that.
One of the scars, huh?
Yeah,
Like Scar Johansson.
that's the last. Like, I don't know.
She's a
He's
chameleon.
fucking famous. He was like the professor in
Skarsgård.
Thor.
He was the-
not the It guy.
His
the
brother.
Yeah, the older gentleman who was also in fucking Dune.
I'm good.
anyways.
But like
Best Boy Grip.
Best Boy Grip. Yeah,
Boy Grip.
Did you
That's
enjoy
his
that? The Exorcist?
I think I thought it was fine.
I like the Exorcist movies when the threat is higher than some boy in the house or some girl in the house. So I enjoy that part, and it has a more deeper lore about exorcism or possession than just
Yeah, I don't think it was as bad because there's a bunch of those like prequel ones, like Exorcist: The Beginning, Exorcist Origins. There's a bunch of them,
there is. I have to look them up.
and then one of them got released twice. They put it out, and then they changed a couple things about it and put it back out.
That's kind of fucked up. Mm-hmm. Did they tell people that, or people just watch the same movie twice?
I think most people were just confused. I was confused, and I was kind of in the mix at that time, and I couldn't keep track of it. Yeah, I think that all those origin ones are better than Exorcist 2 and 3, but none of them are good enough.
we like.
I don't think any of those are better than the original, obviously.
Which there's one coming out
Or
reboot, right? Or,
yeah, but I heard bad things about that too.
already?
Yeah,
Is it out already?
it's out.
Oh, damn.
But then the original or the Emily Rose. Those two I feel like are
And
the
those
best
is
two.
really good. I mean, there are. I mean, I'm a connoisseur. We're connoisseur of exorcism movies, of possession movies, but there are quite a few good ones.
I mean, I've seen a number. I would say I have seen many Exorcist type films. But those two to me are the elite.
What's the one that was the old lady? The Taking of Deborah something? They're not the porn movie, but
Yeah, and Debbie does.
Oh, Emily Rose?
Debbie
Emily,
does. Are you talking about Debbie does demons?
Debbie does demons. What if still working in the afterlife?
There you go. Making it happen.
The old Debbie. But no, it's like an old lady, like it's like, does she have dementia or is she getting possessed? You know, and like
It's a
she has
fine
really
line.
big mouth, so to speak, at the end, like a big snake demon trying to eat a boy
Perfect.
whole. It's great.
That doesn't sound great. That sounds dumb.
No, it's
I know what you're talking about. She looks like a boa constrictor almost. Trying to eat.
her mouth opens up really wide.
Yeah, I've seen it. I have seen that.
I enjoy that movie. Based on a book based on real life movie called The Good Nurse.
Okay.
That's something you would probably enjoy. That's a drama.
Okay.
Watch that. It's about a dude, and this is real life, by the way, which is wild.
Right.
Because I watch a lot of true crime stuff nowadays too, and this is, and the fucked up thing is, there's more than one of these people. There's a lot of fucking quote unquote angels of mercies or just killer nurses who just fucking kill people.
Yeah.
A lot of people. But this guy is not even angel of mercy. He's not putting people out of misery. He's just fucking killing people. 9 hospitals through 16 years, possibly hundreds of deaths. They confirmed like 40 or 50.
Wow. What's it called?
The Good Nurse.
The Good Nurse.
And he was only caught because of his nurse friend, like started and an investigation started suspecting something. So there's like rumors of this guy being responsible for deaths in all the hospitals. But these hospitals, because of liability or money or whatever, they just pass him on. They don't want to investigate. They say they investigate and they say it's fine. They fire him for some bullshit. Like, I think those people are just as fucking responsible for any falling, like from the first hospital on. Every fucking death that follows is on the administrative staff's hands. Like you fucking know, like even if you didn't know he was killing people, you're suspecting that maybe he's a bad nurse and like people under his care dies.
Yeah.
But you just like, I don't want to deal with this, so I'm just gonna let him go.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 hospitals, and even at the last hospital, I think the hospital like also like fired him and was just gonna let him go. But like his friend, who was a nurse with him in this hospital, like talked to the police and watch the movie. It's and because directly after this, Netflix suggested their own documentary on this, which is not too long. One episode or like one just movie with the actual people and actual recordings of like calls and wiretaps and stuff.
Nice.
So like it was a good back-to-back watch. But yeah, that's something I think you would enjoy, Bobby.
Copy that. I made a note of it.
Yeah. It's like, you know, I'm always like mad about quote unquote the system or the machine. It's just like when you know this kind of stuff happens, but when you like see it explained to you, it just like feels so fucking gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and just like, it's not just a system making choices. It's humans. It's somebody there at the top, multiple people on some kind of board or some kind of, you know, controlling agency saying, just get rid of him. You know, like, can you imagine? I can't imagine being that person who's like, I think that guy's killing people. Just let him go.
On a scale from 0 to Dashi Pabalapa Saboba, how gross is it?
Dashi Pabalaba.
But
I think I'm gonna get that for a sound clip though when he says that shit.
And lastly, really good watch. My favorite thing I've watched in the last 2 weeks and in a while is the Fall of the House of Usher.
I saw the trailer for that.
I saw a clip for it.
Yeah.
Really, like I'm a fan of Mike Flanagan because I like all her shit.
You said something about that in the chat, didn't you?
I said it's really, really
What's
good
funny is I was thinking to myself, I was like, the dude has a residency in Vegas. It's like, it's not like he's completely fallen off. He's got an album coming out like soon. He's got a #1 song. Like, you know, I'm not a fan, but I wouldn't say the fall of the House of Usher. In many ways, I wish it were, you know, but you know.
It's really fucking good in the sense of in the drama, the story, the acting, and the spooky elements. Perfect Season is October. Mike Flanagan's known for his spooky stuff. All of his series and movies, I think, are spooky stuff. And hopefully he's doing the Dark Tower, which is a little bit spooky. But this is my favorite one of his works so far. And it's like all based off of multiple Edgar Allan Poe works. I don't think the whole thing is based on one story because I see bits and pieces of Poe stories in each episode.
Quote the Raven.
Yeah.
Telltale Heart. I think that's all I got.
Yeah. They're both in there. Casa of Amontillado.
Yeah, no.
The Red Death.
Yeah, all of that. That's all in here.
The only reason I know that is because the Four Horsemen put out a Red Death figure recently.
I see. If you have Netflix, high recommend. If you have a Netflix password and you like watching series, we watched it also in one day.
Series. Series is precious. Series.
That's funny.
Yep. Then that's all I got. I'm still playing Final Fantasy Remake. I'm super fucking hyped for Rebirth. I can't wait. Like the hype train is going. Like it's 6 months out, and it's been a month in, and like they're keeping the hype going. They're announcing voice actors. They had a panel in fucking NJCC. I got the
Nope. I doubt it.
NYCC.
There you go.
Y'all said NJCC earlier. Like there's a gacha mobile game. So like I'm on my day off, I'm like on my computer replaying Final Fantasy VII Remake while on the side I have Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. I'm playing Final Fantasy VII while I'm playing Final Fantasy VII and listening to a Final Fantasy VII podcast on YouTube on my other screen. I'm fucking
Sounds like you're
in it.
Sounds like you're in.
I mean, like it's like there's 5 franchises I think I really fucking love, and this is like top 1 or 2. I can't.
They said Iron Studio Saint Seiya.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
it's pretty cool. Not as cool as my guys though. They don't chrome it out.
Yeah.
There's been decent statues, but are they 1/10?
Yeah, they're the scale of these.
The problem is, that's one of the things you definitely can't get one of.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
There's 2 team. There's multiple teams, but there's at least that team. The main team is a team of 5. You have to
Right.
get at least 5, and
Right.
then the gold guys is fucking 12 of them.
Right.
That's
But I just say it because you say there's rarely stuff for them.
yes, exactly. Iron Studio is getting all licensed. Iron Studio is like what Pops wish they could be,
Yeah. Agreed. They make good shit, man.
and the good price point.
Fair price point, at least.
Yep. And
That's it?
That's all I got.
Christopher?
So, the car saga continues. We're trying to file an insurance claim with it to see if we can get more than the junkyard value of the vehicle. So, going through that process. My wife's doing all that, so we'll see. And I mentioned earlier, you can't buy a reasonably priced vehicle anymore. I mean, like, I was just, and I don't have an opinion about CarMax. I've never bought there. I know you have, Bobby. But I always just, when I'm looking for any kind of car, I kind of go there as a benchmark to see what's out there. And like the cheapest thing they'll list now is $10,000. And it's normally like a 12-year-old Kia with 150,000 miles for $10,000. I'm like,
Last
what?
year about 6 months, so you might know.
Yeah, really. It's pretty brutal. So, I think I mentioned last week that I had rolled credits on the Cyberpunk DLC, but there was still more story. Just very odd the way they placed that. So,
Yeah, because you keep losing your save.
well, that
fixed it.
was
Yeah,
remedied.
yeah,
That was last
yeah.
week's update. So this week was I got through that, and basically you had to betray either Idris Elba or this other character, and I betrayed him. Long story short, you end up ratting out the other person, and he promises to give you everything you wanted. What was the whole point of this game? To get fucking Johnny Silverhand out of your head, right? And you get everything you ever wanted, and it's fucking heartbreaking.
Is it?
Oh, that's why it's great.
Kelly watched it with me, like just so they basically they're going to remove him out of your head. They do it, and this is only one of several endings. So this game, they do put a lot of replay value in this. So they take your implant and they have to take all your shit out, all your implants,
So you got
everything. So you're down to bare bones, and it's been you've been in a coma for 2 years. You wake up, everybody you try to call either doesn't want to hear from you or has moved on, like moved across the country, and it ends like you go see your it's called a Ripper Doc, the person that does your chrome. You go to see him, and then you walk out into the street, and it shows you like you don't have, and you can just barely walk. You can't, I'm so overpowered at this point. You can do a double jump dash and clear like 40 yards at once. And I'm just creeping, and it pans out. It shows you, and is like, just buzz cut, and all your shit's gone. And then it just pans away, and you're just a face in the fucking crowd, and it's like, fuck.
Love it.
Oh,
Love that.
I mean, it was great, but it was like you got everything you ever wanted, and it was.
And it sucks.
That's a very like,
Still had
That's a
1.5 million in. There's the thing, all your cars, you can't call your cars anymore. I'm like, why can't I call my cars?
you don't have a thing.
I have $1.5 million or whatever they call them.
You can't. That doesn't do you any good when you just decrepit them. That's a very anime ending. I like it.
It is. So there's a couple other variants of that I can get into. So I'm going to do another one.
Yeah,
Just
because
kinda
this
run
ending
around
can
doing
only
something.
happen like because of from the original game. There's multiple endings and some.
Yeah,
of
there's
them,
like I think they added 2 more
Yeah,
to
they
that
can't
original
end this
one.
way if you go some of the other ways.
Yeah, so there's a lot of variables there.
I wish they could one of the endings could be just ending with like Idris Elba and Keanu Reeves in the fist fight.
A fist fight. That would be. Well, they don't exist in the same plane though. I don't know. Time travel could fix that. Anyways,
Virtually, it's the Matrix.
that also could work. I watched the first 2 episodes of Loki.
Oh, how's that?
I'm enjoying it.
Are you? Okay.
It is very. Like, you got to pay attention because it's very fast paced. It's very like detail oriented. And I ended up watching some of the Easter egg videos because I was a little like, I remember the first season, but like, we watched so much shit and it's been so long, but I'm enjoying where they're going with it. So we'll see.
Waiting for it to come out. I'm okay. Like, I like the first season. I plan to watch the second season, but Krista is like super into it for whatever reason. Even she wasn't a Loki fan before this. She like really didn't like Loki at all before the first show.
I mean, it's definitely a character shift.
Now she really wants to watch the second season.
From him in the Avengers movies to now, but it tells us. I mean, it's good to have the story and show some growth and
to have arc.
Yeah,
you need story. You need character changes, believable changes in arcs.
Right. Started watching Better Call Saul. Have you guys seen that?
Isn't that
I'm familiar with
show?
it. The Breaking Bad spinoff.
It's the Breaking Bad spinoff. It actually ended last year, so it's several.
So you
years.
can binge it now.
I've heard people say it's better than Breaking Bad.
So yeah, I've heard that as well. So I watched the first 2 episodes yesterday. Me and Mason decided we're going to watch, a couple episodes a week together or whatever, because he's seen it, but he wants to watch it again. It's really good. I mean, it's
nice.
Very much the same structure as Breaking Bad. It's shot really, I don't want to say brilliantly, but it's a little bit more than the 4 angles you normally use. There's a lot of low shots and high shots, and one thing in particular I noticed is like it's a courtroom setting. Obviously, it's a lawyer show, but it shows the judge sitting there, and then it shows his placard with his name on it, and you can read it, but they never focus. Like, it never comes into focus. It's just, it seems so strange that it's in the shot. It says honorable judge, whatever. I don't know, just little things like that.
Yeah.
Like, are just really clever ways to film things that you don't see every day.
I think I watched the first episode or 2, but I watched it like right after I finished Breaking Bad because I watched Breaking Bad late.
Me too.
And I was like, I don't know. But I've heard nothing but great things.
It is, and I told Mason, I'm like, how many episodes doing it? Because I think I've told this story before. I had to start Breaking Bad 3 times before I finally got to.
Oh, really?
When the dude fell through the ceiling, when the acid, they tried to dissolve a body in the bathtub, and the acid melted the bathtub, and he fell through the ceiling. That's when I was hooked. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, it was funny. Like, Game of Thrones was like that for me. I had to watch it.
That first episode of Game of Thrones.
I had to watch to watch the first 3 episodes a couple times before I was like, you know what? Okay, I've understand the world.
Yeah. Been working on diorama stuff for Legion's Con. We got a couple new designs we've been pumping out, and test fitting and 4th version, 5th version, stuff like that. So Kelly's been running the laser a lot. She actually got a camera set up on it now, so it's like I'll stand in the kitchen or I'll do something in the kitchen with it on my phone and watch it. I'm like, what happens if it catches on fire? Well, it sets an alarm off if the temperature goes, and I'm 4 steps away. I'm like, I'm probably just as close as I would be. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So we got we got a new floor. It's like a diamond plate floor that we've got. It's nice. It's like a 30-minute cut or etch. But it's going to look really sharp. So
nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, grinding away on that. That's coming up before we know it. Jesus, yeah.
Do you paint that chrome or do you paint that silver?
So I've painted it silver now, but we're going with a different color. I think the set we're doing it's a green color. I don't even have any pictures of it, but we're gonna actually. My wife and I are having a brilliant disagreement about which color to go with that.
Oh, really?
So I said, let's just do one of each and see what happens.
Yeah.
So that's really it for me.
All right.
Just working my ass off.
I tried the shows In the Shadows. It's like a vampire show on Hulu.
What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh yeah, okay.
Is that comedy?
Yes.
I love that show.
So not for me.
Sounds about right.
Watched 3 episodes and I was like, no.
You gave it 3 though.
Yeah, Laura wasn't into it, and it's like I love the premise. I just don't love the execution. But I would.
thought it was just like it sounds like just like The Office, but vampires.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd make.
But you
that
like The
comparison.
Office,
All right, but I don't know if I'd make that. My favorite character in there is Colin Robinson, the energy vampire.
Yeah.
Just the beige guy.
Yep.
There's some episodes with like he goes and works in like an office, like a cubicle office, and literally he starts draining people. And then there's another energy
they
vampire.
showed that they showed the scene of him doing that. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was later on. There's another girl that shows up that's she's an emotional vampire. So she comes in and like, oh, my dog got ran over by a car. And just pulls all the energy out. And then they get into like this tiff anyways.
Yeah, I like it conceptually. I just like I didn't like the acting. I didn't like
But what would you have changed about the medieval vampire acting?
So like to me it was like it was overdone. It was exaggerated. It's kind of my.
You think he should talk like this?
To be honest, it's kind of my criticism of the American Office as well, which I do like. But I think that it's overpronounced. It's like there's no subtlety. It's like it's like everything has an exclamation mark at the end of it. You know,
that's fair. I could see if that's your mindset, how you would not enjoy most things.
I have a particular palate, I guess. So I had a weird dream. I had a dream that I was asked to collaborate with a toy company that was like a RoboSyn type product. And it was a self-transforming Jetfire that could transform into a jet and then fly.
Yes, I was waiting on it. I was waiting on it.
And then it lands on a self-transforming broadside aircraft carrier, and then broadside can transform and hold the jet, and then Jetfire can transform again into his hand. And these people
that would be amazing.
reached out to me to like test it and give input and feedback, and I did. And what I didn't know is like when I signed the paperwork to like get involved with the product, it was like an NDA and all this other stuff, that I was also being filmed in a documentary about it. And the documentary came with the piece. So when you bought the Jetfire, the documentary was included, and so was a book that came with it about the making of it, right? Similar to like what Hasbro would do now with like some of their HasLab stuff. They'll have like a little like how to or behind the scenes book. But in the book and in the documentary, I don't have my fucking mask on. And it was like a whole fucking thing. And I basically had to just come to the like, okay, well, that's it. That's over now. What do I do now? Like with the name and
I just get the face tattoo.
Yeah.
Full face.
Really, lean into it. But, so it was like a stressful thing, my phone was blowing up and I'm like, I know. But it was a cool tool.
That's a really detailed and specific dream.
Yeah. I thought that was a gag coming. I'll be honest.
No.
Really think about Transformers to have a deep.
I must have been that night. So I've been doing a lot of podcasting this week because I have house guests staying with me next week. And I'm not going to give away too much information about that, but there will be content associated with that. But as a result, I've basically lost a week of stuff that I normally do. So like this week, Sunday was nothing. Monday, what did I do Monday? Shit, I don't even know. Tuesday I did wine and cheese. Wednesday I did the kitchen table. Today I'm doing Nerve Rage, and then tonight I'm doing Dummies.
Jesus,
it's just been a lot of talking. It's been a lot of talking this week. But it's only because I'm losing a week next week. So that's just how it goes. But it's been good. It's been a lot of good
enjoyable,
stuff.
I assume.
Yeah, it's been a lot of good. It's been a lot of good stuff coming out of it. I mean, I last night we did a kitchen table episode. It's fucking 5 hours long. I hadn't laughed that hard. You can see I spilled shit. I almost fell out of my chair once. Funniest shit I've ever been a part of. Not ever, but in a very long time. Some wild stories. I had a thought this week. You know how like minimalism is kind of like the trend with like decor. Like a lot of people are going with a very like minimalist approach. Like I've seen it like you know, people are like taking out a lot of stuff out of their house and just having like one piece of furniture or like one such and such. But
I
like,
haven't met these people, but
what I think is funny about it is like it's usually like pretty wealthy people, like Hollywood people and shit.
Oh, okay.
But like what I think is funny about it is like is the people with the most.
That's doing
that are, like,
well, it's the people with the most and the people with the least. Because I remember being in an apartment with just a mattress on the floor, because that's
Right.
and a TV on the floor also.
Well, I feel
That
like
was-
their
in a
minimal
camp chair,
their
right?
minimalist approach is different than that. But like, you know, it's just like, you know, like they might have this big ass room with like no dresser, it's like just a bed. You know what I mean? And like the walls look like they're made of like, you know, like stone or something. You know what I mean? Like it's this very kind of like extreme stuff that's going on in that world a bit, like architecturally, and like, but I just found it funny that it's like in order to do that you have to have so much money
yeah.
just to make it a minimal, you know. It's like the irony of it all was like mind-blowing to me. Speaking of which, I started thinking about like, I was like, man, is architecture, with the exception of like Mount Rushmore and like these like one-off things, right? Like are, you know, like maybe some of like the seven wonders of the world that are like no longer here, like some of the statues that like,
Colossus.
you know,
the actual Colossus.
some of that shit. Aside from that ridiculous shit, like is architecture the biggest, like size wise, like the largest potential art form that we have?
I'd say so. Yeah.
You know, and like, and then I got to thinking about like us as people, like going from like mud huts, you know,
Mud butts.
you know, and then to most of us, like a wide swath of us anyway, just going into these very like produced type housing, you know, like whether it's, you know, suburbia or even like inner city living or city living in general, these very like produced, you know, you make one and you make 1,000.
Yeah.
You know, and even like rural homes are kind of the same. It's only like if you had this extreme wealth that you can sort of express yourself that way, and like the look of the thing in which you live in, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I watch some, you know, I watch a lot of random shows on Netflix. I do watch some of the like architectural designer shows, just like to see the pretty fucking rich people with like converted barns into basketball courts and shit
Right.
like that. Like it's cool to see.
Yeah. I like seeing like,
Well, like the house is like off the side of a cliff. It
Yeah.
looks like, that shit, like, you're living danger. I know all the math checks out and it'll be fine,
checks
but
out.
no, thank you.
I don't want to live on that cliff.
I couldn't have Skullfest. I'd be like, "Ooh, everybody on this side."
Or the one that's like straddles like a creek. Like,
Yeah.
it's like one side of one side of each of the houses' foundation is on each side of the creek, and then under, you can like go down to the basement, and it's not a basement. You just walk down to go swimming into the creek. That's some rich people shit.
Yeah.
That's going to erode on both sides over time. There's no way it can't happen. So
I wish that like I had that type of money where I could like design my house. Like,
You can build it.
yeah, but I can't. I mean, I can barely put together a fucking Lego set.
this was back in the 80s. Well, it was back in the 80s. My parents built their house,
Yeah.
like designed it, and literally they did everything but the sheetrock, the hardwood floors, and the roof.
Yeah, it's fucking cool, man.
That used to be more common. You hear people that, my
my
grandpappy
grandfather-
built this
yeah,
house.
my
I mean,
grandfather built
he
it.
bought it. No, my grandpappy built this house with his hands. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
All
my
right.
grandfather built their house.
Where's the code?
Yeah. Yeah, but I think like, man, like what I would do and like, you know, just have like an abstract shape, like not just so everything's so like just
The upside down pyramid.
square, you know, like
But
Oh, a pod house is a real popular.
Yeah, I see. Like, I've seen like cool houses like that, but like when it comes to function, it's not great.
yeah, well,
Well, you have to have custom furniture for everything.
Right,
Well, I guess you would have the money at the point because like
yeah, you can do whatever you want.
you can have
know?
the curved
Nah, you just-
bookshelves to
you
go
just-
with the curved walls, but
Yeah.
like it
All you
doesn't
need
store things
is,
the best because all books are square. You
Yeah.
know?
You just need 2 mattresses and a beanbag. That's all the minimalist needs.
Yeah.
2 mattresses and a beanbag.
You know, and like I would have like, and then I was thinking about this is the way my mind works.
This is how you end up with a self-transforming jet fighter that lands on a self-transforming broadside.
In my mind was like, man, if an alien species came down and judged us like on their descent based on the aesthetic look of our residences, would they automatically sort of be unimpressed?
It depends on where, though, right?
Yeah.
If they came to suburbia, Beehive. Like
Yeah.
it was same way we look at Beehive or Anthill.
Yeah.
Right. Because you guys have flown. You guys have come down landing around
Yeah.
this area and just the tiny boxes, rows
Little
and rows of
boxes.
boxes.
Yeah. Like in
Live
Leeds.
full of tiny tacky. Yep, yeah. It's and all versus like landing in where fucking Superman landed.
Yeah.
When he came down as a baby, he's like, "That's where I want to go."
Yeah, but it's still like
And then the trailer parks in Alabama.
yeah. Also little boxes, little, you know,
Different kind of boxes.
little like hive-ish kind of living.
Probably more
And
of a
then, like-
hive living than any other neighborhood,
And
to be
then
honest.
like Tokyo or something, just sprawling city.
Or New York or Chicago or any of that, but it's still hivey.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not like these like, you know, in my mind, I'm like, man, how interesting would it be if everybody had their own unique look?
Well,
you know,
I like the idea, and I also I want that idea, but also like not only is it not feasible financially.
no,
like,
of course not.
I mean, it could be because like I don't know. We won't get into the cost of things and why they cost so much.
Right.
That aside,
But in the world we live in,
yeah, that aside, it's like with HOA, I can't even paint my house. I can't even paint my house like pink or gray or black.
What would
Yeah.
happen if you
I can't
did?
even paint my own. I can't pave my fucking yard because I don't like grass. I can't.
What would happen if you did?
If I did what?
If you did any of that stuff, what would happen?
they
Get
would
fined?
Yeah, they would fine you until you did it.
What happens if you don't pay that fine? Are they
Go to
gonna,
jail?
huh? Says who? This, I don't under.
Well, if you don't pay the fine, they'll send you to a collector agency.
Right, and what happens if you don't pay them?
Well, you can't fuck your credit up.
Right. Gosh, guys, sounds like you could probably do whatever the fuck you want.
Well, if you have enough money, that's why they call it "fuck you" money. If
No, I don't know.
I mean, eventually,
I've never dealt. I understand.
Yeah,
I understand
'cause, like,
why an
it-
HOA exists, but yeah, if you lived in the neighborhood where the lady comes around with the fucking ruler on your grass and no, you can't. Sorry, you can't put those inflatable Halloween decorations up, Mr. Skullface.
I'm looking to move into that neighborhood.
well, I say that with jest because I know how much you enjoy that.
But like I do like
it's escalation of things. Yeah.
you know the HOA is like I haven't had any issues with this one here.
No, it's been great, and the prices has not. They keep doing stuff, but the prices has stayed the same.
Yeah,
which is
and-
fucking amazing. I don't know how they do it.
What are they doing that affects you guys?
like well usually the best thing is like they're on top of the snow shit.
removal.
Okay.
The common area doesn't look like trash.
Yeah, it's
They
always
keep
kept
they
it,
put
like-
benches and rocks and shit for the. I don't have kids, but for the kids and
And they-
Oh, rocks for the kids. That sounds like a good plan.
and they just
for them to jump off of.
what do they
and
call
bash
it?
the face. No.
when they like, aerate or when they
Yeah,
yeah
aerate the lawns, make
yeah.
them good. The more common. That's a lot of parks and like little common
yeah
playgrounds
like
and this.
yeah playgrounds and shit.
All for $45 a month. I came from a place where the fucking HOA fee was like damn near $300 in climbing
Month
a month
for
for a townhouse, old townhouse complex in which I don't use any of the facilities, nor is the fucking amenities great.
yeah.
It's
I don't
awful.
know
It's
about
awful.
that.
Yeah, they ours and like and the thing is like you know it sounds shitty until you don't have to worry about somebody putting their fucking dishwasher in the front yard. You know what I mean? And then it's
That's
like
fair.
and then it sounds pretty sweet.
That's the problem with it though, right? Because for me, like, I don't like it, but like I don't know where I stand on that. Like I like personal freedom. Like if you own something, you should own it. You should be able to do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Yeah.
Unless it's like it affects other people in the fact of like pets, right? You can't have too long of grass because you might have fucking rodents, which will go to your neighbor's house.
Right.
But like if you want to fucking pave your lawn, like I understand it affects somehow affects your neighbor's property value,
Right.
but like that's not my problem. This is my property.
Yeah,
kind of thing. Like like I said, I'm not firm on either end. I don't know
Right.
how to like balance that.
yeah. Like I think about like usually the people that have the dishwasher on the front yard, that's not the first issue with
Yes,
their residents.
correct.
You know, so like it's usually indicative of a larger problem.
Right.
And when that house catches on fire, I'd prefer it not be next to me.
Hold on. They have two dishwashers? See,
No, just the one on the
listen,
yard.
this is one of those. Well, I mean, the wife's inside. This is one of those.
That was the part we weren't supposed to put on air earlier.
This is one of those a glass half empty kind of things, guys. You're looking at it all wrong. But I digress. I live in the woods, so there we go.
Yeah.
But that's what takes the individuality out of stuff because you're not allowed to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I think that the problem also with that, right, is that like we see, like, if I've visiting my father in West Virginia, when he lived there, you can see what people do most often when left to their own vices, and it is unpleasant.
It's trash. I
It
understand.
is not an expression.
So that's why I'm not firm.
It is desperation.
I'm not firm on the idea, but I just
I just like the idea. I like the idea of living in a world where people would want to kind of like turn their homes into art.
Would you see that in certain
So, hold
little
on.
artsy towns? You see it like fucking purple houses and like
Yeah, I mean shape wise, like all of it starting there.
I mean, some of the, I guess maybe they're older neighborhoods. Like I don't know. I like especially.
I feel like I saw it in LA. Like I saw it in like the mansion hills, like where people like are really designing their own aesthetic. Like I saw it there, but that may be the only time I've ever actually seen it.
Not even like just older like architecture. Like or even if you go down, when you go down to the post office, you make a left to go towards the train tracks. Even some of those houses are like fucking unique.
They are unique.
Like you see someone like with a fucking like shingled dome.
Yeah, they call it like Smurf Village, that area.
Yeah, but like they're all different. They're not shit you normally see, but they're older. Like, they're not modernly built.
Agreed, but I think even most older homes, have a lot more architecture put into them, a lot more design, like unique design put into them, but they're still not like, they're not what I'm talking about.
Yes, personal design.
I'm talking about personal expression
Yeah.
of a place to live in.
But that's also because like most people have limitations in architectural sound, how sound architecture is.
Yeah, and I think that most people don't give a shit.
Yeah,
to be
and also
honest.
it's
like,
probably
and including myself, here I am. You
to,
know what
like,
I mean?
get-
And it's fucking expensive.
It's very expensive. To you even design something and get an architect to make it fucking, because like my friend who I want to get on this show, by the way, Dai, if you're listening, I want to get you out here.
Yeah.
He's an architect by career. Like you have to pay those people, man.
Yeah, of course,
Like to,
of course.
like I seen him on CAD, like looking at numbers of like, okay, is this fucking beam going to hold this much weight? And
Right.
I'm like, bro, like I can understand why they need to get paid.
But I think if I had fuck you money, like I would love to collaborate with like an architect to like really build something. Do you know what I mean? Like really like have something that was like, fuck, like this is me. This is my house.
Just a giant skull, like Castle
exactly.
Gray skull kind of
And
thing.
but missing the two front teeth. Those are the doors. You just
Yep. It works for me.
and that's it for me. We could take a look at some notes here. See what Phil has cooked up for us this week. Oh, Halloween party on Saturday. I'm looking forward to that. It'll have already passed by the time that this comes out. But generally a good time and kind of a fun costume for us this year. Groups. Okay.
Skip.
Yeah.
Skip.
Yep. Let's see here. New Image imprint coming next year. Ghost Machine. Anybody care about that? Really?
Image, comic book?
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah.
I haven't read a comic book in a minute.
I haven't either.
I'm much more of a manga.
Also, I was kind of excited about. DC Comics revives Elseworlds with 6 new titles, but I'm guessing most of them will be Batman variants.
I enjoyed some of the Elseworld
Yeah,
stuff from
for
like
sure.
many, like from the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, Kingdom Come is technically an Elseworlds story,
There's a Batman story where church and state never got separated. I don't remember the name.
I mean,
of it.
that's this is
Holy
basically
something, or no.
like the same, but like longer versions of what ifs, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's what it is.
yeah,
It's a more in-depth version.
It's their what if.
Yeah,
It's 60
multiverse.
pages instead of 30, basically.
But they're doing, let's see, no fewer than 6 new Elseworld titles were announced at NYCC, including 2 sequels to the recent DC Out of Continuity series, with both Dark Knight of Steel and DC vs. Vampires returning for an all-new run, and a 12-issue follow-up to the very first Elseworlds title, Gotham by Gaslight.
Oh.
So Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age.
Batman, Superman. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Batman the Barbarian.
Same shit.
Yep. Dark Knights of Steel.
More same shit.
Green Lantern Dark. Let me read this. In a post-apocalyptic world overrun by monsters, humanity has one hope to survive, but the Green Lantern has been missing for years. 7 issues by Tate Brombell.
I wonder if he'll show up.
Doesn't sound good to me. Batman Nightfire.
Oh my god.
DC versus vampires.
Like I'm so over Batman. Even like I was never like I haven't been the biggest fan of Batman for a while, but like I've been so fucking slammed in the face, so to speak, by Batman. Stuff like I'm starting to hate him.
Hey, yo.
Like when I because I watch Max a lot nowadays, right? I scroll through Max and it's
always there.
It's literally more.
It's
than
almost
40.
like I want to watch something on here,
fucking-
but
Yeah.
there's something in the way.
There's 40 something. Count them. That's more than fucking 40 Batman
if you
titles.
count all the animated stuff, yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's fucking ridiculous. He's not that fucking cool. He's a fucking rich white guy who likes to beat people up.
Racist. And that's hate.
Oh gosh,
So I love this table.
that's right.
Michael Caine officially retired.
Yeah.
At 90.
Yeah,
You know what? Enjoy. You
at
shouldn't have.
90. Well, you know what he says that you're not going to get any leading actor roles at 90.
You can't. He was in one of the ensemble movies with a bunch of old people like recently.
Oh, Red or yeah. I don't like those. Like they did the 80 for Brady or something. It was a bunch of old broads that were going to
There
try
was
to
one with him that's good. It was
feel
like him
Tom
and a
Brady.
few other old guys that were like doing. They used to be heist.
Oh, they
people.
were yeah.
I like that movie.
So what was
And then there was actually like a fucking
That was good.
twist. Exactly.
But he
so
was-
you can be a fucking 80-year-old lead actor in a good movie.
he was Alfred, and that's how I mean he's done a lot of great
He's
stuff.
done a lot of shit. Yeah.
but
He's just Alfred.
he's my favorite Alfred by far.
yeah, he's mine too.
You don't-
He's like,
Yeah.
He's more like a grandfather figure. You know.
How did you catch the bandit? We burned down the forest.
Yeah.
Love that.
I love look at him, the focus, the tenacity. Like, you know, like it always reminds me of like when they're watching that Bane footage.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's like this is a man that's fighting for a purpose. This is not a man. This is not just an insane person. This man has a vision. You know, like, but it reminds me of like Uncle Paulie and Rocky. You know, like a boxer's coach. Like, you know, like it's like a subtle little thing, but I quite enjoy it. I wanted to get your opinion on the Super 7 Cobra Mothership.
Well, so we talked about this a little bit last.
did we?
Was it
Did
last
we?
week?
Did
Yeah,
we?
so
Maybe
we
I
looked
just-
at like it had
maybe I
like
just didn't
100 backers or something. Yeah.
Oh, right. Let's
So
do an
just to
update.
review, yeah, you got the link there.
Let me find it.
Was there anything in
can find
NYCC that was like super fucking catch anyone?
No, that's the
Only thing
funny
I
thing.
can't
You know what's
about
funny is there was no Hasbro presence. There was no like Black Series
because they're all
panel.
doing their own thing.
Right,
now.
right.
They said that. I mean, even Toy Fair's rumored to be moving to the West Coast.
Yeah, it's like
Here it is right now. Super 7 Cobra Mothership. The update is. Do they even show how many pre-orders it has? It's $495. Oh, they're up to 1,046 of a goal of 4,000. There's only 53 days left. So
That's a lot of days. You get
yeah,
5 person a day.
yeah,
every
it's
day.
actually more than I expected them to have.
I think it's considerably more than it was last year. I bet you somebody has a chart for this. I'll see him this weekend and I'll find out. So
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, so I don't understand. I don't get it. I mean, that's a big piece, but of all the G.I. Joe things you could, I guess they probably couldn't do something that had been done before, I'm guessing.
Was it in the show? Or is it an original creation?
No, it's in one of the, like the opening scenes.
Okay.
It's like it comes up over the horizon, if I'm remembering correctly.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. I don't have a great memory of that show.
That's what's wrong with you.
Yeah. I mean,
of all the things, yeah, that's what's wrong with Bobby.
yeah. I mean, I like it. I like it. I just don't.
Not $450 like it.
I just don't know if the early birds, you know what the
I
early
like the
birds.
show. I just don't remember it all that well.
Joe, if you're interested, and I don't know, early bird may have already come and gone, but you know what the prize was if they hit early bird? 2 soft vinyl Cobra parachutes.
That was funny.
That's moving the needle. And the next one is some stickers.
What year are these people living in?
I don't know.
1985?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good products. Well, I did get a fucking good product in this week.
Yeah,
I got my Claymore diorama statue.
that's right. It was very, very.
I've
very
been,
awesome. I do not know the context, but it looks beautiful.
it's one of my top 5 IPs of all time.
That's awesome.
Claymore. I'm enjoying this life where things are curated. I don't get things often, but when I do, like they floor me. Like I just sit there and I just sat there and looked at it.
That's what
and I
it's
kept
all
going
about.
back to look at it, and like it just brings back. It not only is it beautiful, it brings back all the memories of the series of the manga, and like I think of all how much I love it. and how much I love these characters, and I think about the characters. It's just like when I got the Kerrigan from StarCraft.
Right.
These are more niche things, but then they're really fucking expensive. But they bring me a lot of fucking joy.
That's
more
great.
than when I was collecting Deadpools just to collect Deadpools. Like
Right.
I look at them now. I look at this, and I look over my like relatively impressive Deadpool display, and I'm
Right.
just like, there's a lot of stuff in there. Mm-hmm. But maybe 5 piece I really care about. Everything else looks cool, and it's just there because it's there. So like I'd like this current life, and I didn't know that this company is licensed. It's not a third party statue. It's licensed.
Really?
And it's the same people that I pre-ordered the Vampire Hunter D on horse statue. I didn't know they were the same company either until I looked into it. So I'm very confident about that. That's coming in. I don't know, sometime. That thing's fucking $3,000 I got for Krista.
You know, it's funny you say that. Like, and I don't buy nearly what I used to buy. So what I buy GI Joes, but only like I don't buy Tigers or I don't buy any of the
Tiger.
Yeah, I was gonna say tiger knee, tiger uppercut.
I don't buy any of the subline, like the pre-paints or the repaints. I'm not doing any of those. But I mean, I probably have 15 of them that have come in that I just haven't opened yet because I haven't wanted to. Mezco stuff the same way. And I don't buy. All I buy
I
of theirs.
actually have a Mezco thing coming.
Really?
Isn't that crazy?
It is. So the only things I buy is like the proprietary characters. I don't buy any. I've got enough Batman, safe to say. I'm not buying any of the superhero stuff from them anymore. But the one thing that, like, when I get it, I open it almost immediately is mainline Transformers. So I got that Ultra Magnus. It's really well done. It's a lot of fun.
It's the Ultra Magnus armor.
It is. No.
No?
Yeah, I know you're out.
Yeah, no, it's all built in together.
I reviewed it.
pretty clever.
It was this week. Yeah, it's good. It's a good.
Yeah,
It's a good.
It's good.
Hasbro.
No, I have to figure out what to do with the old one. I've got my
Yeah.
Your Chug?
this is Chug's still, but
No, I'm saying like you already have a Chug.
I have like the animated. I don't. What line was that?
Was that with the space dust on it or the?
Yeah, it's got the space
Space mud.
mud. So whenever that was,
That's the one in the armor, right?
No,
You don't have that one. I thought you had one that was like white prime in armor.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I can't keep track of it all. But yeah, I mean, I GI Joe line. I'm still in. I mean, Black Series. I'm technically still in on.
I get some spatterings of Black Series too.
But it's so rare for me. Like I got those 2 guards recently, like the droid guards.
Yeah, the red ones.
No, the white ones, like
okay.
from Clone Wars,
Yeah.
that era. And I broke a foot of that one the moment I got it out of the box.
Bummer.
And
the other thing is like,
is there? I don't know if I'm looking for Feral for a Marvel Legend, and like you know what I mean. But I really like. It's funny. I feel like I get a lot of like. I got a Mafex Batman this week that I forgot to cancel, and
yeah,
and then I got a creature of the Black Lagoon that I wanted. And I want to get one more horror figure, and then that shelf's done. Like, there's a lot. I mean,
I'm not pre-ordering hardly anything anymore, unless it's like a SDCC exclusive or something like that, because everything is available. Like, I will tell you, like, going in Targets and Walmarts lately, they're packed to their gills. Like, they have so many Marvel. I mean, I barely even look at the Marvel Legends, but the pegs are full, and it's new stuff.
Full peg.
It's like 3 or 4 different waves at the time.
Yeah.
They have all like any Transformer mainline stuff that's out is. Within the past 6 months or so, you're going to be able to find it in retail.
Yeah.
And then, like, Hasbro and Amazon, they just put up shit on sale, like $20, well, I guess $25 figures will be $12.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not going to pay retail for anything unless it's something odd that I find that I don't think I'll find again.
Yeah. I just have some odds and ends. Like, I have a couple Hot Toys still pre-ordered. I have Padme and Anakin.
Yeah, I might. I need to look, because I was talking with Mason about that, because he's really tempted by the Spider-Man stuff they're doing on Hot Toys. He's like, I don't know if I want to jump in. I'm like, don't.
I have the Padme and Anakin, and I have the 89 Batman re-release.
Yeah.
And I think that's it.
The Vampire Hunter D statue is the only thing I have left on pre-order. Just like, and that's it. I have nothing on pre-order.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got the Obi-Wan from the TV show pre-ordered, just because I always get
love him.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, I'm also like out of space. I didn't realize how big this thing was going to be. Like, it's in the perfect
Same thing a girl
space.
said.
Yo, it's in the perfect. I had to move stuff around, but this ends up to be it fits the spot I put it exactly. So like it worked out. But like I'm out of space. Unless I start like taking, which I I'm not hesitant to like take things that mean less to me and like downsize my Deadpool display to put something I care about more in there.
Yeah.
I'm
But like it's nice, like like curated pieces that are truly meaningful. That's where I am.
Yeah, I'm about ready to just tear my entire display, take everything out and redo, like kind of what you're saying. Put more things I care more about.
Yeah.
We're in a better
Springfield
place.
diorama.
Yes.
No, that's not happening. That's definitely not happening.
I think that like I'm getting ready to probably next year I'm going to redo my office because like I look at it and I'm like I don't need all this like furniture. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Oh, you should do the minimalist thing?
well, so no, so no. I wish I was bold enough to do that, but like I had like that big desk in the center of my office, but
It's
it
a
just
huge desk.
But it just like all it does is hold things like that I don't want to put away.
Right.
You know.
That's how my work desk ends up being kind of the same thing.
You know, so like I'm getting rid of that. I'm just gonna have furniture on both sides. You know, an open space in the middle. It'll give Laura a place to like do yoga and fucking exercise and shit. And then I'm gonna paint the room a darker blue, and I'm gonna put all white furniture in there. And then I'm gonna have more room for like books and shit and stuff like that, and just like
So happy colors, like clouds and
yeah,
shit.
well, because like upstairs are all gonna be like blues and grays, and this I'm digging the
Like-
yeah
like Frank Miller Batman.
yeah
I won't throw this up when I'm at your house. So.
yeah. There's some splashes of red in there,
Just a touch here and there.
it's just a splash.
Bobby, we should have generated some questions.
Let's see if we did. Oh, I wanted to talk to you real quick. The Snake Lair, it was like the crowd-funded Snake Lair thing.
Snake layers.
The Snake Lair wins Mattel's Masters of the Universe crowd-funded vote.
I missed
This
out on
fucking thing.
Oh, that's so Hordak, and it had the puppet.
Is that this?
Pretty sure.
Because it looks I thought that at first because of the
What's it called? A snake?
It's called the Snake Lair.
Or maybe no.
No, this is for
wrong.
King Hiss.
I'm wrong. It's King Hiss. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, wrong one.
But that's cool because they never did a base for them, right?
they made that as was originally available.
Was it really?
Let me make sure I'm not smoking.
I don't remember that, but like, because like the King Hiss people were like at the end of like the snake
Very
people.
end,
They were
yeah.
at the end of the run.
When they're starting to begin to a bit rough.
I'll tell you what, if you were
When they start going towards the deep end.
if you are a Masters of the Universe fan, like if that's your shit, right? If that's your bread and butter, and you got in at any starting point of like whether it be the classics or this like kind of rebooted like animation style stuff, whatever it is, like you are in the land of milk and honey from my perspective. Like they give you everything. You know,
Everything.
like all the fucking play sets, all the like they really give it up for them. Like
I think the property lends itself to that.
yeah.
More so than the wacky G.I. Joes.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, G.I. Joe's doing a pretty good job too. But not getting like the play sets and
Yeah,
all
that's
that.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
So I was right and wrong. So this is
That's the Hordak
That's
one.
the Hordak one. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And that one was cool as fuck. That little rubber puppet.
Yeah, the puppet. And apparently that puppet is. Apparently
It's
the
like a
puppet.
giant snake monster, but you're like, it's really your hand though, Joe.
I guess that plastic on that puppet has not aged well. And
Oh,
that's
because like the paint chips off.
it's probably missing on a lot of items.
yeah. And then I feel like there was one other thing I was going to ask you about. Oh, just did you see this fucking like this ET that's like a life size ET that was at NYCC?
Oh no.
No, I did not.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. If you're
Is it cool? Ugh.
it has like the light up
Does
heart
it
in
move and talk and shit?
I don't remember.
I'm
like
guessing.
as a kid, E.T. wasn't fucking horrifying, but
No,
as
I
an
didn't think
adult,
it was.
it's fucking awful.
There's a woman on TikTok that's like scared to death of ET and like
It's creepy as fuck.
But she does like dumpster dive videos, like go to Michael's and pull out picture frames or something or whatever. But she was like, there's a video of her finding. There's like somebody had drawn like an ET, like a kid's painting of an ET, and it's like this. It kind of went viral. But I took the. Bobby, you have an addition to your bathroom here. You did. I don't know that you mentioned it. Your new picture in there.
Oh yeah, so
haven't been there yet.
my buddy Jordan W. He gifted it to me. He gave me like a figure to look at, and he was like, "There's a little something here for you." And I was like, "Man, you shouldn't have." You know, like I don't want for much. You know what I mean? People gift me shit all the time, and I tell them all the time they shouldn't, but I really fucking mean it.
Please, I'm full. I don't want your trash.
Well, not even that. Is like it's just that I appreciate the gesture, but like I don't want for much. Give me a fifth. Give me a fifth of Belvedere or a fucking bottle of wine if you know what I mean.
Some Bluebell ice cream.
If you must, some Bluebell ice cream.
Speaking of Michael Jackson, have you heard?
I didn't get there yet. But
I'm sorry, I blew the gimmick. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But anyway, I was like, I opened this gift, and I was like, oh fuck, I actually do want this. It's a 8x10 of the Michael Jackson with E.T. Picture together that I've like always wanted, and I just have to hang it, but it's in the bathroom.
And I'm glad we brought this up. But have you seen the clip of Snoop Dogg talking about the first time about meeting Michael Jackson?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm gonna play.
All right, you want?
I don't know if we can. Is it a C?
You have a regular
I've got a
port?
C.
No.
I can just hold it up.
Okay, yeah.
Fine. Let me turn it up.
Turn it up.
Did you ever meet and spend any time with Michael Jackson?
Yeah, me and Mike got a song together. I don't know if it ever came out. He called me.
Hey, it's Michael.
I'm like, what's that, nigga? He was like,
My mom says that you look like someone in my family. We could be related.
I'm like, where is God? So what you need me to do, Mike?
I have this particular track, and I want you to sing on it, and just do whatever you want to do.
I'm like, all right, cuz, my handle out. I'll get back at you, cuz.
That was it.
Yeah, I was infatuated when I hung up. I was like, nigga, you know I was just on the phone with nigga. That was Michael Jackson, nigga. He would spend like $300,000-$400,000 to have you come perform. Michael Jackson trailer was right next to mine. It was blowing like a broke stove. Mike opened the curtain and looked over and said,
Hi, Snoop.
I said, you want to hear something, Mike?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. So I've been saying that all the time.
No, thank you.
I got a little Michael Jackson clip to play as well.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
That I found particularly entertaining. All right, ready?
You have to look at the face.
It would
Though.
be like for you to support your album and go on tour, and I don't like to.
Well, can we just do it again without the negative saying that you don't like the tour?
I don't like it though.
I know, but
I go through
what
hell.
Is it setting up, though? I don't understand.
I go through hell touring. Okay, then I'll make it positive then.
Yeah, it's just
For you know the truth.
yeah.
Okay.
And action, Michael.
I love to tour. You guys must.
That's so funny.
Why you all started laughing? I was ready to get into it.
That's good
I
shit.
like when he lets down his media. And you
and
hear
be
him
a
like,
real person.
Yeah,
but he doesn't look like a real person.
Yeah,
he,
yeah.
Definitely
he
does
look
not.
like maybe because we lived
a
through.
monster.
Like when we lived to the age where he was transforming into his final form slowly, like it's kind of like the frog in the boiling water or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's it's off, right?
Yeah.
and it was always off. But like now looking at videos of that, I'm like, bro, that does not look human.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
it's always that
really something
soft-
seriously wrong,
That soft lens on it too.
and that's really like unscrupulous of the fucking surgeons who did that to him continuously.
Yeah.
Like at some point, like even in real life, I think most people say no at some point. Like
There are some, but I feel like they're getting
said-
rarer and rarer.
It's like Michael.
cat people. I mean, that's extreme though. Or like the ladies who want the boobs bigger and bigger. They used to see the like little watermelons. You don't see that anymore. I think surgeons be like, yeah, we're not liable for that shit.
Well, they
We're not doing
said,
that shit.
Michael, do you want a breast implants? He said, no, thanks.
All right, we got a couple questions. Thanks for writing them in. We didn't get any this week. That was a sad. Esteban says, off the dome, good morning, Nerd Rage. I was thinking about you guys this morning. With all the rising prices of streaming services, do you think it's time to go back to appointment television? I know some of you have started cycling through streaming services, and my wife and I do the same thing. We only have 2 services at a time, usually Disney Plus and Hulu, and as soon as there are a few items that we want to watch on a different service, we will get it for a little bit binge, whatever we want, and then cancel. But with Ahsoka being at 6 p.m. every Thursday, it was nice to have something scheduled to watch and not get anything spoiled. I could freely use the internet up to 6 p.m. That's a good point. There's just too many things to watch. There's too many garbage. There's too much garbage sometimes. I wish you would go back to the 80s where there were only 10 channels.
Yeah.
10. You got 10. I didn't get 10.
The past 2
got
years,
6.
my wife and I have been slowly watching the 1970s show MASH, which I have never seen
Oh my
before
God.
because I skipped the reruns as a kid because it felt that intro was too slow.
Me too.
But
That's
it is,
when I turned off the TV.
But it is a fantastic television show that does not pause for the audience to apply or laugh. If you miss a joke, you miss a joke. The rant that's good. The show ran for 11 seasons, and the very last episode, 180 million out of 200 million people living in America watched it.
That's incredible to think about.
That was a time where if your show wasn't good, it never made it to air, which would much less get watched. Maybe it's time to just get rid of all the channels. What are you guys thinking? Love, a very overwhelmed Esteban.
I mean, we've talked about that a lot, but
takes on
it's I don't have the discipline to
hate it.
I don't have the discipline to manage switching the switching streams. So to
that
speak.
too. I'll just go back to I always say I'll go back to pirating. That was very easy for me for years.
Yeah, that's always
I don't like appointment television. I fucking hate it. I even now I refuse to watch something.
You don't have fond memories of the TGIF block on Friday nights on ABC.
And also, I didn't get 10 channels because I don't know if you live in the same area. 45 and 54 was the same channel. 11, 13, 9, and 7. They were all the same channel.
No, it was 2 and 4.
2 and 4 same channel.
2 and 4 were the same channel.
5 is Fox.
9 and 11 were the same channel. 7 and 13 were the same channel.
You know what I'm talking about. And 45 and 54.
No, 45 and 5 were the same. They were both Fox, and then 54 was like the wild card.
That's where the creature features come in on the weekend. But so like you got quote unquote 10 channels. We got
it was like ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and then 54.
Yeah, so they have different commercials, but the same show on at the same time.
And the thing that
I hate it.
We've talked about before.
I love that era.
Even your cable provider, or we'll just use Amazon for example. You can bolt every other streaming service onto your Amazon now, and not have to. I mean, I don't know if it's any cheaper.
Yeah,
it might be something to think about.
I also don't believe that only good things make it when it's exclusive. I think I don't think exclusivity make things better. I think limiting choice makes you watch certain things more. I think because if you only have 4 things to watch, right, you bound to watch one of them, right? If you're best of 4, then everyone's watching you regardless of how good you are, objectively. And also, like, I think a lot of more niche shows that end up being good wouldn't have ever made it in that environment.
Yeah, but
I can't say one off the top of my head, but there are indie projects that are fucking great.
I think that you're right about that, but I also think that when the competition was so much harder, a lot of times the cream did rise to the top.
We had Friends. It was very popular.
Super. I mean, it's still to this day.
I hate it.
But I mean, that's fine. But
I'm just saying,
I don't like it either. But it's still one of the most popular shows. Most of the shit that you like, Joe, is not going to bring in the bucks.
I guess.
You know, like
some of them do though.
Friends is another example. I don't like Friends, but Friends is one of those ones that kept the house on. Friends is one of the reasons why Netflix is in trouble. Because Friends and The Office was Netflix bread and butter, and when they lost both,
now they're charging $24.99.
Now they charge $24.99.
Yeah.
You know, I think that I like appointment television. I really like it because, like he said, it's like you don't have to worry about spoilers, and you have and
love spoilers.
That's not true.
You used
That's
to be the one who look.
That's not true. It's one franchise that I got painted with a broad brush, and it's not even that I loved it.
You couldn't wait.
I couldn't wait. But that's for Star Wars. It was for Star Wars only. And then when Star Wars sucked, now I don't have spoilers for anything. Because I don't care.
I don't ever hear anything about spoilers anymore, like stuff like that.
But I think that
I watch wrestling as appointment television every week. I watch about.
But that's that live though. That's different to me. Live events are different.
All of it's live.
So
there's like an hour a week.
That's the exception I would make because that's not the same.
I watch about 12 hours a week of wrestling.
Like anything live, like sports, I get it. I get why you want to watch it immediately.
We love sports and we don't care who knows.
Yeah, well, I think so. For me, I think about the last big appointment television that
Sopranos.
For me was
Game of Thrones? No.
Yeah, the Mother of Dragons, whatever the Dragon show was that came out like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Which I think next year is when the next season comes out.
I think prior to streaming, it was Sopranos was probably the last one I really was like, oh, I gotta watch this every week.
Yeah, Sopranos was definitely one of them. But there was a number of Oz was that for me. Sopranos, like a lot of it, The Wire.
Yeah, well, I just say that was the last one for me that I remember being like, oh, I gotta watch this.
But I think Game of Thrones is probably the last one for me. But I think that I looked for, I still. I miss those days of fuck man, it's Sunday night, all right, 15 minutes and that shit's getting ready to come on, and just having something
to look forward
to. I do miss that feeling, but I've kind of let television go recently.
Yeah, you don't watch stuff
I watch some documentaries on YouTube and interviews on YouTube from interesting people that I find interesting, usually gangsters, but like,
Right.
That's why I've shifted to like a lot of true crime stuff. Did you know there was a great maple syrup Canadian heist, and that there's a federation that controls the exportation of maple syrup?
I did not.
Like they do with oil.
I did know that there was a great E&J heist in Colombia in the 90s, because fucking every party I went to fucking had E&J. They took off this train.
Canadians take the maple syrup seriously.
But yeah, I like, you know, I like, there's times, there have been shows that have come out with a season dump that I have also enjoyed that process, but I never remember it.
Nope.
I never remember it.
I do much better remember things one episode at a time.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe.
I guess I'm
Just
just
how my brain
opposite.
works. I mean, I binge plenty of stuff, but I don't always remember.
Because like from week to week, I'm just like, what are they talking about again? And then like when I try to think of it as a whole, I can't because it's in bits and pieces.
Yeah,
Whereas when I binge something, it's like one whole thing for me to remember.
I guess that's how you compartmentalize.
Yeah, I think our brains just work. People's brains work differently.
Paul C writes in with 2 questions, but one is
Covering it up for everybody
making
else.
up,
Slackers, man.
working hard.
Working hard, fellow yellow.
Yeah, it's just genetics, I think, in many ways.
Racist.
When everything shakes out, what will Kanye ultimately be known for? That's a good fucking question.
Depends on how he dies.
You know what I think about all the time.
I'm honest. I'm not kidding. It depends on how he dies. Does he go out? Like, I don't. How often do people stay relevant and good in a long life?
Hey,
right?
you die.
You
die
young.
You die a hero.
Yeah. So like if he keeps living. Like I mean, he could be. People could break the mold. He could be fucking amazing. I'm not a fan. I don't know. Is he still doing good stuff?
Oh yeah.
Well, so he can be still doing good stuff into his 70s, but like the odds of that is not the highest.
So the thing I
He
think
dies
about
right now, legend.
Yeah.
Right? You gotta die. Hey, bro, you gotta die.
I know everybody thinks Kanye kind of lost his mind, but he told you exactly what he was going to do.
Yeah.
What did he say? He said, "Wait till I get my money right."
Yeah.
And then he's doing whatever the fuck he wants.
Which is, for better or worse, like what we said earlier about people just doing what.
There was a story out that Adidas is even thinking about forgiving him and getting back, because they made like $160 billion selling off that leftover stock recently, the Yeezy stock.
Yeah, and like I'll never buy anything Adidas if he's not affiliated with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 2 reasons. For one, I'm just not interested in anything Adidas makes on their own. But for 2, like I love that dude in a fan way. Like I support him. I don't always agree with him because I think that he goes unchecked and he often needs to be educated before he speaks. But
I don't think, to answer your question, Paul, I think he's going to be seen as a revolutionary musician. I don't think he's ever going to have a voice in Politico that people really will take seriously.
Never.
In fashion, I think he's probably done what he's going to do. I don't know. I mean,
I think music, I think what I hope is, I think you're right that music is what he'll be known for ultimately. And I think he is the greatest, I'm using my words very carefully, hip hop artist that we've ever seen. But I worry sometimes that the antics will outshine the memory of the music. But his music is so goddamn fucking good that I'm not sure it will. Like every project that he puts out is a talked about piece of work for, love it or hate it. It's viewed differently.
The only thing I think he's
People
done
don't-
that missed is that involved that device, whatever that
Yeah.
music thing that nobody else embraced.
Yeah.
That just
Which I love that.
it was a great concept.
Conceptually,
but,
yeah.
realistically, it didn't work.
You just can't beat the smartphone.
Right.
But like that thing was cool as fuck to be able to like remix your own songs and shit. Like like I say it all the time. Like take this Drake record, right? And I know we were talking about Drake a lot on this podcast recently, but he's another
love
artist.
to hate that guy.
I do, but that song that he had, I don't know if you've listened to his album at all, but he has a song in there with J. Cole.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Cole fucking. I'm surprised he's not on your true crimes playlist because he killed that shit.
J. Cole is horribly underrated.
Yeah, dude, he beheaded it. it's his performance on that
That's a
record
good
is
track.
insane.
That's probably my favorite track on that album.
100%. And if I had that Yeezy player, I would just get Drake's verse off of it and listen to it all the time.
Right.
You know, like being able to mix your own songs is like a brilliant idea. It's just hard to compete, you know? But I think that like anytime that dude drops a piece of work, like it's talked about, it's dissected, it's broken down, it's remembered. It's like, it's not like one of these other guys that like, you know, just Littles or the Youngs or the Alphabet Crew these days. It's a piece of work. There's Dante. Shout out to Dante. There's Kanye records that I don't like. There's I think at least 2 albums of his that I don't care for at all, but I still recognize it as like this body of work.
Yeah.
And you know,
I don't know that in the age of the single, he's making albums, and I just don't think a lot of people are. I think it's probably a good way to put that.
I agree with you.
He's making concept albums where people are just like, "Oh, this is going to bang on TikTok, and this one's going to hit on Instagram," and you know,
and forgotten next week.
and forgotten next. Yeah, it's you're feeding the machine, right?
Yeah, I had I listened to Joe Budden talk about it recently again, and he was like, look, he was like, you know what, I take it all back. Drake, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't need Drake to make adult records. I can just wait for Kanye to make adult records. And I was like, that's a good way to put it. Paul C. also wrote in, what were your favorite songs when you were a kid? For the purpose of this question, I'm talking about the songs you liked before you got into music, before you cared about deeper meaning and the lyrical and chord progression. I'm talking about the songs that take you back to a more innocent time when you hear them and smile. His picks, Madonna's Cherish, Janet Jackson's Escapade, Phil Collins' Can't Hurry Love, and The Outfield, Your Love.
I don't know that last one. That last one doesn't ring a bell to me at all.
Yeah, I don't know it either.
Mine are The Gambler by Kenny Rogers.
Nice. I love that song.
The Devil Went Down to Georgia by the Charlie Daniels Band. In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins, because I was always confused because I never seemed to catch the whole song because it's literally 2 songs.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, you get that part.
Let me think what else comes to mind. Oh, my parents loved, and I guess still do, Neil Diamond.
Oh, dude, my dad. Dude, my dad loved Neil Diamond. Like,
so Sweet Caroline and
Love on the Rocks was my shit.
Yeah, they had. I think I probably told this story before. My dad worked at the White House during the Nixon administration, and he was an AV. Fucking crazy. He was an AV geek that worked so he ran sound. So he has all these reel to reel. And you guys know what a reel to reel player is?
Yes. Yep.
He's got reel to reel recordings of Neil Diamond playing at the White House, and I think Elvis playing in the White House.
Has he digitized those?
No, he hasn't, and I should probably talk to him. I don't know if he still has a
that's
player.
like shit that's been gone forever. Never recovered.
Yeah, that's
I've recorded on reel to reel.
Oh yeah, old school.
Yep.
Wow. What about you?
Billie Jean is like one of those for me. You know, I think that, I mean, like, there's a ton, man. Like, pretty much like early Madonna, early Michael, early Paula, early Janet, Prince. It was like, you know, like it was that group, you know, like my exposure to music was weird because my father listened to like 40s rock. Like he listened to like rock around the clock and shit, like not ironically, like because it was his joint, you know, around the clock. And my mom listened to like pop and soul records. So like, that was the music that I gravitated towards because she was usually either just getting drunk, she was pretty pleasant then, or it was the next morning and she was like cleaning or cooking and she was pretty pleasant then. And
not in the between part.
Yeah, the other parts, nightmare. But like those parts were great, and she was a great time and would like be dancing and shit and all that kind of stuff, and that had the music up, like the big speakers with the shit stacked up. We control the treble and bass and all that. You know,
nobody remembers that, man.
You know, and
4 stacks. The higher, the bigger the stack, bro.
Realistic.
You know, blowing the fucking walls out. I mean, like Hall and Oates. Fucking who's the other one? Foreigner. You know, like to this day, like Foreigner's Star Rider is like one of those for me. Like Fleetwood Mac is another one, like The Chain and You Can Go Your Own Way and all that kind of shit. Like she used to play all the time. Stevie Nicks solo shit she used to play all the time. Like all that kind of stuff. Like if it had like, you know, rock, even with a rock, it had to have like a little bit of like soul or singy bits to it. Like she was never she never played like Ozzy and shit like that. Like that was not her bag, but like Fleetwood Mac she would rock out to, or Foreigner, Hall & Oates, shit like that. So any of that stuff really is like the stuff that I grew up loving and liking as a kid before I kind of got into music. And it's funny, I was sitting on my front steps, and the kids in my neighborhood were like the ones that were older than me were like it was a rough group of kids, and they were. I used to sit on my front steps with my Walkman and just listen, And whenever they came, I was like, "Fuck, man!" And like I would just try to tuck my shit in because I didn't want to like stand out. And I remember one time they were like, "What are you listening to?" And I said, which was true at the time, I was like Eric B and Rakim, and it was like it wasn't anything early. It was like Know the Ledge. It was like 91. I'm like 10 years old, and they were like, "What you don't know shit about hip hop?" And I was like, I like it, And they were like, "If you like it, then finish." They were like 2 tears in a bucket. I was like, motherfucker. Like I went on to did the Ice Cube bit because I knew the record, and like that was what got me into that group of people, was like accepted because I was so young and I knew this shit. Like, it was almost like a circus act. You know what I mean?
Bobby, do the thing.
Yeah, pretty much. And then it like evolved, and friendships and stuff were built kind of out of that.
Did they call you Lil Bobby?
No.
Lil Bobby gonna do the
They don't
rap
have Lil
for
back
us.
then.
No.
Not yet.
Young.
Actually, they used
Young
to,
Bobby.
They used to call me Bo or Bobo. Like,
Young Bobo.
which I never cared for.
Oh man, I had a whole career. Young Bobo.
Yeah. But yeah, that was what it was. And with that, I think we can get out of here. Let's see. What do I got to go through today? Shout outs. Shout out to Ricky Ticky Timber on the videos. Shout out to Dante on Facebook. Shout out to Marilyn Phil on Twitter and our notes. And I should be seeing 2 out of 3 of those gentlemen this weekend, I believe. And with that,
Flappy labius.
Tasty taint.
it's how you take, player.